Dr. Umbati from Washington, Seattle. His Excellency, this is the leadership here in Texas. I will now hand over the mic to my able MC so that he can give an opportunity to the leaders who will speak on behalf of the community. Thank you so much and welcome, Mr. Fixit.
That gentleman just spoke was a candidate in Bamachoge, was it? Bamachoge Church. He came strong, number 2. Are you running next? Tuko na wewe. Now if you do, we will do, because we know we have to do. All right. Thank you again, Nyangenya. I'm going to call our only founder member of KDAC, founder member of East African Chamber of Commerce. And as he comes through, this is a man that barely, I know he has not allowed me to say that, barely a week ago, he lost his firstborn. Good number of us went to Tyler, where he resided with his family. It was a tough time for him, 31-year-old son. We bid farewell to him last Saturday, exactly a week today. I was not expecting him to come. But because of the love he has for our community, he did come. And so, Benson, I know you're still mourning, but we cannot say thank you enough for what you've done for our community. Please come forward. Let us approach this man. He is from Kitty constituency. Is it Kitty? What's your constituency? Kaiti. Karibu. Tafadhali mpigieni jamaa makofi. Karibu, my brother. Say a word.
Thank you. I have to stand. I'm short, so because of my height, that's the only way I can see everybody. So thank you very much. All protocols observed. Your Excellency, Dr. Matiang'I, we are glad you are here. We're delighted to have you in Texas. This is our town. We love you. People love you. You can hear the crowd. And Ambassador, welcome back. My name is Benson Kasue, and I am not the Kamba community leader. Mr. Yungu is the community leader of the Kamba, so you were wrong. Correction done. So I represent the East African Chamber of Commerce, or the East African Business Network. Our mission is to promote trade and investment between US and East Africa. We've been doing this for 20 years. This will be the 20th year we're going to do our party here in Dallas. But I don't want to say much. I was told I have only 3 minutes, and I'll make sure I utilize them properly and not to exceed that. Diaspora, I'm very aware of diaspora. I deal with diaspora all the time. I understand our concerns. We're looking for something who can help us with several things. Number 1, corruption in our governments in Kenya is rampant, and it's not been like this just now. It's always been like this. Our governments have been very, very corrupt, which nobody has been able to find a way to tame it. So, Dr. Matiang'I, that's a task we're giving you, that you can handle this when you're the new president of the country. Number 2, youth unemployment, which has also been a major problem that we're seeing Gen Zs protesting all over the country. That's another task that we need to be tackled by whoever becomes the president. Number 3, we just recently witnessed a young man being murdered in the hands of police. So sad. A young man did not go home to their parents, and that hits me to the core. When can we stop police brutality in our country? And it's all over in every sector. You go to little counties, they are there causing problems. Number 4, devolution is being affected by governments these days because money is being kept at the treasury and is not flowing to the governors. Thus, development is being delayed. That's a problem we have in the country. Number 5, it seems like the judiciary just works for the executive, which is really, really sad because that means the little people that have no money, they can never get justice. Can we get a president who can really, really change that? Number 6, the Electoral Commission. That is robbing us of democracy. If we don't have democracy, we have no country anymore. When can we stop that? Dr. Matiang'I, these are the expectations we have from you. We're laying in front of you to help us with this. Third, the final thing I want to just to mention. I know there are several people running for presidency, and we all know very well, we're acutely aware, if you all don't unite, in 2027 there'll be a problem. We will never win. So can we get collaboration so that we can actually eliminate the problem we currently have in the government? That's our ask. Thank you very much, and welcome to Dallas.
Very good. What a man can do. Why are we behaving like we do not understand the constitution of Kenya? The gender, inaitwa nini? Oh, gender neutral. What a man can do. I'm going to introduce our lady MC who is co-hosting with me. Put your hands together. Applause for Musi. Karibu. Tumeambiwa tukae hapa. Oh, these things I'm learning, I've not been taught. Karibu. Thank you, ma'am.
Come on, put your hands together for Alex. Tafadhali. Put your hands together for Alex Karundu. He's a leader in this community. Come on, somebody. Thank you all. My name is Musi, and I am pleased and privileged to co-host with Alex on this stage today. You've heard from Ben, our deepest sympathy towards the loss of your son. And as you stood and mentioned the 3 points of 4 about corruption, you talked about the youth. We have a young man here. Joshua, where are you? Joshua. I know he's here. Yeah? Come on. We have a young man here who's representing the Gen Zs. And when I look at my own kiddos and my nephews, come right here. It took the young folks to literally put Kenya on hold. Am I right or am I right? Yeah? Regardless of tribe, tongue, kindred, not zip code, county, let me say that. It took the youth of Kenya to literally put the world on hold. We were on the news though. Yeah? We were on the news, CNN. Didn't y'all see some of the neighborhoods where we all grew up? And so, why don't we just lean in for a minute and hear what he has to say? Joshua, please take the floor.
Good evening. Good evening once again. Now, initially I came with something I wanted to say. I came with a speech, but I'd like to thank Brucey for the great introduction. I'd like to thank James for the good introduction, and also Alex, who's like a father to me. Now, I'm honored to be here. Last week awakened a new round of protests. Now, as a Gen Z within the DFW area, I'm part of an organization called the Kenyan Youth Empowerment. This is an organization that awoke last year when there was a whole round of protests. Oh, sorry. All right, can you guys hear me now? My apologies. Like I was saying, last week there was a new round of protests because of the death of our very own Albert. Now, it's very hurtful to know that the very people that are supposed to protect us are the ones killing us. Last year, the Gen Z back at home went on a rampage of protest to fight the politicians that were selling us to people who did not represent our needs. And while we are here in the US, we saw the need to be able to bind up as a community, to have a voice for ourselves. Now, the Kenyan Youth Empowerment wanted to do something. We are here to try and revolutionize what it means to be Kenyan. Now, we can only do as much as our leaders show us. Like, we can have a vision, we can have a voice, but if we're not listened to, if nobody can actually take action to what needs to be done, then we just end up with lives lost and a whole repetitive period of protests. Last year was not the first time we protested. Protests have been happening since the 90s, since the early 2000s. People are getting tired. I'm pretty sure you as parents get tired of seeing your own children get murdered. Now, we got independence over 50 years ago. And I was told that democracy is for the people, by the people. And it doesn't seem to be that way currently. Now, 144 is a number that reminds me of the year 2016. That was the first time I was introduced to Dr. Matiang'I. And this ages me, but that was the year that we saw a revolution within the Ministry of Education. Now, that was the time that we saw what accountability and integrity meant. When you heard that Dr. Matiang'I is coming to visit your school, there was fear. There was fear that, not because of him, but what have we done wrong, right? Where are we going wrong? And that is what we need in our nation. We need someone who invokes fear for those who do wrong. Can you be able to, thank you. Can you be able to make those who are not just corrupt, like my brother Ben just said, not those who are just corrupt, but those who intend to use the government resources for their own personal benefit? We need to be able to trust that all the things that we do for the country is also giving to us. We serve the country serves us, and that is the only way we can build Kenya, right? I personally am in the tech industry, and it hurts me every time when my people from Kenya are like, could you get us some jobs from the US? Could you send us some money to be able to survive? My landlord is about to kick me out. It hurts us because we came here with the same people back home. But the only way that can work is if the government in Kenya allows us to be able to do that. Can we be able to create opportunities for our brothers back home to be able to get internships, to be able to get opportunities that grows the country, even if it hurts relations with our colonial masters? We don't care about them. We need to serve the people that serve us. We need to have things like emergency responses. If we have ambulances, if we have dispatch systems, police, like firefighters, such that we employ in every single county to be able to move on, be our help, instead of always be serikali. When we have the structures, Kenya will be the powerhouse of Africa. We want people to be able to look at us as the blueprint of what it means to be a first world country. Risen from the third world to the first world. So I urge you, may we all support our brother, Dr. Matiang'I, to be able to revolutionize that. We hope that you bring integrity, accountability, and a system reduced of corruption. Corruption will always be there, but can we be able to reduce that to be able to serve the people? Thank you.
Joshua Abuto is standing here for a minute. Stand here for a minute, sir. Come here, come here. Come here. Joshua Abuto, put your hands together for this young man who stood on this stage as a young man, an upcoming leader, if not a leader already, to put the clarion call out there. What are we doing when it comes to unemployment opportunities for our youth? The largest group in Kenya that can pour into the GDP of the Kenyan economy. What are we doing about that? So that is something that will be discussed here. Thank you so much. Put your hands together for Joshua. Joshua Abuto. And next, I want to call upon, we're going to run this real quick. I think we're short on time. If I can have Eric Abuga. Where are you? Come on. Eric Abuga is one of our political leaders, there you go, that is here to give us a...
Wakenya oi! Wakenya oi! Majina ni Eric Abuga. Nimefurahia sana leo tuko hapa zote. Kwa mikono si tuko salama? Hebu changamkeni kidogo, wacha kukande. Tuko salama? Majina ni Eric Abuga, Kitutu Church South. I'm so happy today I even don't know how to express it. But to be so brief, what I can say, I'm so happy, as the rest of you are happy, that today we have the 6th in the house. It might look like it's too far, but 2027 imefika, sio mbali. It's just a few days from today, na kila kitu itakuwa imelainika na iko salama kabisa. But kwa leo juu tunataka tukue wachache, muda ni mchache na wenye wanataka kuongea ni wengi, mambo yangu yatakuwa ni mawili. Kwa hii leo hapa DFW, we want tukue na kauli yetu. Na kauli yetu ni ya kusema Matiang'I tosha. Kauli yetu ni gani? Kauli yetu ni gani? Mimi ninaongea mambo ya siasa juu mimi ni mwanasiasa. Sina story nyingi ya kusema hii ama ile. Mimi mambo yetu ni kuangalia ati tumepiga laini, tumeweka kura kwa debe. Tumeweka kura wapi? Wale wenye wote mko hapa, tuko na watu nyumbani, tuko na majamii nyumbani, kaeni kwa masimu waite na muongee na wao. Na mimi leo vile niko hapa bado niko na ujumbe kwa watu wengi, lakini ujumbe yangu sana leo itaenda kwa Wakenya wote wenye wako hapa. Na aswa watu wenye wako nyumbani wa constituency yangu ya Kitutu Chache South, na waambia help is on the way. 2022 lienda vile kulienda, lakini 2027 iko na Matiang'I ndio president wetu. Harambe! Harambe! Kwani na najui kila kitu hapa ni one term.
Wewe upeane funguo ya nyumba. Subaru boys are waiting for you. Now, in all seriousness, I would request that those that get a chance to speak, make it a minute less. Tafadhali, in respect of time, we want to make sure that we are here to listen to special CS, because this is his day. Lakini sasa sisi wa Afrika, daktari, hatukuacha wa Afrika wetu nyumbani. We came here and we believe older people are the custodians of our culture. Tonight, we honor all those seniors that have made it to here. On behalf of them, may I call Mzee John Ambai. Tafadhali, makofi, makofi, makofi. Pole pole tu usikimbie. Nimeambiwa wewe naweza unapanda peke yako. Very good. He can even dance. Let's go. Very good. Makofi kwa. Thank you so much. Karibu.
Thank you. Well, thank you so much, His Excellency Fred Matiang'I, the committee, the organizers that organized it for this meeting, a very lovely one. We have the opportunity to air our views. Well, for those of you who don't know me, I'm sure there are some. I come from Kisii, Kenya, Kisii County, Bugetutu Chache. I've just seen some members here who come from my area. Thank you so much. Now, thank you for the honor of recognizing the old folks, old people like me. I think as I look at you, I could be one of the oldest folk in this house because I'm 85. And I think, so I praise God for giving me that good age. Not so many people, of course, have lived to that age. I've seen a lot. Now, I've been told to be very brief. We are here for a purpose, a very special purpose, His Excellency Dr. Fred Matiang'I. And thank you so much, Vincent and your group, for taking your time to organize. I know it is not an easy matter to organize for an occasion such as this one here, so that everything will just go in order. Thank you so much for your time. Now, I'm going to speak only two things because the time we are given here, I'm told we have got to be very brief because there are so many of us who would also like to say one word also. We are here for a common purpose. And that purpose is, as Kenyans, we have a problem which our eyes do not want to see, things which our ears do not want to hear. When we hear of the mass murder going back home, Your Excellency, the groups which were led here to you a short while ago, they have just been formed because there are so many cases of deaths from home. And so when we lose a loved one back home, we feel touched. So we have got to look for ways and means of sending our people home so that they can go and join up with the home people in order to bury our sick. So we have a problem. And that's why we are here. And we want to join our heads together so that we, and I think through God's power, we can get a solution. We have been squeezed as Kenyans into a corner, a very tight corner. And we need a redeemer like you. Now, the reason. I've got some clips from various places in Kenya, from Ukambani, from the mountain, from Nyanza, where I come from, and elsewhere, of people talking, not individually, as a group, that we want Fred Matiang'I. Why? It is not because of your doctorate degree or anything else. It is because of your record, the record that you have left behind. There is a mark there. When you walk around in the countryside, in schools, you see yellow vehicles, the yellow vehicles. That is a mark of Fred Matiang'I when he was a minister for education. So, you also, when you were in that docket, you went to different schools. Earlier on, we used to hear such and school, so many A's, so many words. And we say, how? How is that? And so when these people land in the university, some of them are researchers. Since they don't merit those degrees, those A's, then they end up killing people when they are operating them because they don't know what to do. They just bought those papers. And so it streamlined that education, and therefore people what they deserve. They got what they deserve, which is very good. Now I want to finish. Another record. People are likening him. People are likening Your Excellency to Michuki. Because we have got to give some examples. Michuki, when he was a minister, I think for roads, then he's a strict guy. We need a bulldozer. We need a no-nonsense person who can say, we want this and no more. So Michuki said, okay, from today on, these people who are drivers, this and that, they have got to have safety belts, they have got to do this and that, and so he left a mark behind. So, because of those few examples, because of the time, and many others, then we are here today to look for a solution. And that solution will come. We should also, yes, apart from coming together, because unity is strength, then we should also ask God. God is there. The life we have, it is what He gave us. This reminds me of a time when a young man, when the people were confronted with a problem, and a man whom they could not expect said, here is a giant, and everybody feared. I'm talking of David. So with a sling and that stone and he depended on God. And we want you. You are a God-fearing person. All of you are Christians here. So we have got to depend on God to help us. Thank you so much. So me, like everybody else, very glad. I want to endorse you, Dr. Matiang'I, for presidency. Please be our redeemer. Thank you so much.
Mbiyamana sana gaki. I know you took time, but as an this is yours, sir. Elder Bai, Ineao. There you go. Mbiyamana, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That when it comes to elders, he's 85 years old, 2 years older than my father, Kurugusi. But thank you. Next on stage, and please let's just honor the time and the microphone here on the stage. I want to welcome one of our community leaders here that represents Minto. And she's coming up here with her husband. She represents Minto and Sindigisa. So Madam Miriam Kebaya and Wycliffe, come on, come on, come on, with Rispa Abraham. Put your hands together for these women. Women that change and shift the atmosphere. Come on.
Oh, Sindigisa in the house. I'm a swag, Deborah. All protocols observed on behalf of Sindigisa. Sindigisa is our women group here in the DFW with over 1,000 members. We are a welfare group that we support each other in time of need and in time of good times. We go for baby showers, we go for weddings, we go for funerals, we raise money for one another, and we meet just because women, we need time to sit together and laugh and gossip. Anyway, so this women group is also an empowerment group because we want to help one another in time of need. And one of the things we have also done, we are in a foreign land. We want to bring the culture of our African heritage so that our children can learn being part of the community, learn our language, learn to help one another. So we are teaching our young ones so that they can also come together and be one and love one another. So in the foreign land, we stick together. And so before I give the microphone to our Sister Rispa and Wycliffe to talk about Minto, I want to tell you, Fred, we are so happy because we are going to be behind you. One of our requests is that you look into women's health. We have challenges in Kenya where women just die because we want to request that our young girls can have opportunities in education and excel in STEM specifically. And we also want to request that, you remove the corruption that is in the country. Where people are given opportunities, they thrive. And that's all we are looking for. And we in the diaspora, we want to partner with our local people there so that they can be able to get funding from even the diaspora to prosper. Thank you very much for coming to Dallas. Karibu sana.
Kenya ye? Kenya ye? Kenya ye? Wamama mko wapi? Wamama mko wapi? Wazee mpo? Yeah, thank you so much. Again, my name is Rispa Abraham. I stand here because I have the privilege and honor to serve as the president of Minto Foundation. Minto Foundation simply is a vehicle for positive change for the Omogusi community in the diaspora. In the interest of time, I'm just going to summarize. Our vision is where community can achieve their full socioeconomic potential and live with dignity. Our mission is to foster and promote collaboration in creating meaningful socioeconomic impact and to provide a vehicle for positive change for anyone who wants to collaborate and come together. We have different initiatives that we've been working on. Our main initiative that we are focusing on right now is education, 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 because we believe education is what will propel us to the next stage. Nelson Mandela said, education is what will be able to remove poverty in our communities. I'm paraphrasing. So today we want to request that all of us, regardless of what community you're coming from, I know that we all do something in our community, and many times we do these things individually, but there is power in numbers. There is power in collaboration. So if we can put our resources together, if we are doing an education project, we do it big time. If we are doing a healthcare project, we do it big time. There is always power in numbers. Before I sit, I know the Minto leaders are here. Please, if you serve on the Minto leadership, kindly stand up. People don't work alone. You need a good team around you. Thank you. Thank you, Wycliffe. Thank you, McKinney. Thank you, Heb. And those who are not here, Miriam, thank you. Arasa is not here, and others who serve on the team. Dr. Matiang'I, thank you so much. Karibu sana. They say a good leader is one who knows the way, goes the way, and shows the way. Thank you.
A hands of applause again for the two wonderful ladies. Thank you so very much. I do know and recognize there are many organizations that represent different interests from different regions of our country. We do have one group of Diaspora Economic Group of Mount Kenya. If you're here, just stand up. The leaders, Karuma, Peter Madenge, raise your hands. Those two gentlemen are standing in for Economic Bloc of Mount Kenya. We have ladies. If the chair lady is here also. Any lady from the Kuganagweka? We have Grace there. Every year, daktari, hawa watu wa mlima hawa unaona hawa wanakula ng'ombe mbili siku moja hapa. And we usually get like 2,000 people in a park or in a hall. Mbuzi kama 20 na ng'ombe mbili mwaka moja siku moja. Hawa ni wakuraji. And kando na hiyo, and I'll speak about it towards it, na ningewasihi nyinyi wote kama wa Kenya, tuko mbele kidogo, tumepanga maneno ya kuwa na banki yetu hapa. Tuko mbele kidogo, hatujafika hapo, lakini tukifika, sasa hizi mamogeji zetu zote zitaenda wapi? Kwa banki yetu, sio ya Wakenya, si ya Mount Kenya, ya Wakenya. Amen? So we appreciate the leaders, and we're looking forward to this year Cultural Day in October or end of September. I'm going to shift a little bit to our community. Like I said, and like most of you know, I am the chair emeritus of KDAC. This is a foundation and a group that was organized from the days of Ambassador Odembo. We had different chapters across the globe, across the US. We were privileged to be among the founders here in Texas, Benson and others. Upon my emeritus status, we did an election, and we were privileged to have one person who is going to be the next speaker. But allow me to show you why is it important for all of us to be members of KDAC. The Kenya Diaspora Advisory Council does not have a tribe. It is not Louisville Declaration. It is not Diaspora of Economic of Kenya. It is not Minto. It is not a religious. It is an umbrella body that encompasses all our interests. I do remember some of the great sons of Kisi, like Mheshimiwa Tongi, was in an initial board and has been a part and parcel. Balozi Omwega, Hebron Mushomi, George Mkwasi. Hata ningekuwa, unajua wakati wa Moi ukisemwa jina yako unasimama. Mbona na wataja hamusimami? Hii ni power inakuja bwana. Akina Oletinga, these are people who walk the journey. We have lost some of our great sons. I remember one time we had a young man from, alikuwa anaitwa Sami nani? Choge. And I remember the community came together. We sanctioned we sanctioned the embassy. Our Ambassador Githai came, and Governor Ongwae came, and we discussed about a loss of our son. I think it was from Nyamira. It was Mobasi. And I don't think we ever found him, did we? No. But we fought our battle. We demanded the State Department to answer. It is the reason why KDAC is a vehicle for all Kenyans. And we pushed an agenda, and we had a good, even if we never found him, that was one single case that I was very proud that we did during that time. So allow me to invite Monica. She's our current chair of KDAC. And like I said, we try to be gender balanced. Appreciate Monica as she come forward. She works with a team of other young people. Walisema sisi ni wazee, lakini hatujazeeka sana kufikiria. Karibu chair. So again, rounds of applause for Monica. Karibu. Oh, walk back, we see whether you can dance. Can Acha dance? Which song is that? Okay. Wimbo imeisha basi. Karibu.
Harambe. I'm not enthusiastic, so you're not. So, Harambe. Harambe. All right. Your Excellency, Dr. Fred Matiang'I, Diaspora community leaders, clergy, committee of this event, honored guests, fellow Kenyans, and incredible members of Diaspora community. Good evening. First, I'd like to sincerely thank Honorable Fred Matiang'I, former Cabinet Secretary, now a presidential hopeful, for being with us here in the United States. Your presence means a lot to us. I appreciate the organizers and volunteers who made this gathering possible. Your hard work and passion for bringing us together and strengthening the connection between Kenya and its diaspora do not go unnoticed. To our respected elders, your wisdom keeps us grounded. To the youth, your energy, bravery gives us hope. And to each and every Kenyan in this room, your voice truly matters. I'm honored to stand before you today, not just as a community leader, but as someone who speaks for millions of Kenyans. People who still are waiting to see justice, dignity, and meaningful change in their daily lives. Kenya is at a turning point, and we must ask ourselves one question: what kind of country do we want? We are a nation rich in natural resources and full of incredible, intelligent, determined young people. Despite all that potential, we are being held back. Our people are facing deep challenges. Unemployment is at its all-time high. People disappear without a trace. Police brutality continues. Cases of domestic violence are rising, and crime rates getting out of hand. Individuals living with disability, illness are barely acknowledged, are marginalized, and mental illness barely acknowledged, let alone being treated. Majority of our children still struggle to get basic education. And for countless families, access to quality health care, it is still a dream. The government has a responsibility to ensure that its citizens get access to affordable education. Healthcare is a human right, not a privilege. We cannot ignore the quality of the products and services we depend on. Too often, we see poor quality medicine and faulty equipment ending up in our hospitals and clinics, and that puts lives at risk. Kenya needs a strong system that carefully checks and regulates what comes into the country. Just like in developed nations, our people deserve safe, reliable products that meet high set standards. When we prioritize quality, we protect lives and build a healthier future. Government must ensure of safety for its citizens. Why is it that our Kenyan leaders rarely ever face consequences for their actions? It has become a norm for public officials to still misuse public resources without being held accountable. We've seen people with influence and power speaking up only when they or their families are directly affected. Who protects Mama Mboga? Who protects the voiceless? You all know what happened to the then former President Donald Trump. He was held accountable by the law and had to appear in court. That is what democracy looks like. No one is above and should be above the law. Dr. Matiang'I, you want to lead our nation, and we ask you, will you stand for justice? Will you ensure that those who've caused pain and loss of lives, including William Ruto and his close allies, finally face the law? Because justice delayed is justice denied. We cannot heal a nation by pretending nothing happened. Recently, when the president of Tanzania made inflammatory remarks about Kenya, our government stayed silent. Where was the leadership? Where was the pride and sovereignty of our people? And when young people protested peacefully outside the parliament, some of them were killed. Yet President Ruto took days to speak up, and when he did, he denied their deaths. Most recent incidents of blogger Albert Ojwang died in the hands of police who are supposed to be protecting its citizens. Is this the kind of leadership we want to continue accepting? Despite all of these, I see hope, and that hope is in our Gen Zs. One hacked, Tanzanian military platform. Another transferred money back to the charity. And as I finish, we've seen bold leaders in Africa like Ibrahim Traoré of Burkina Faso. He's young, unapologetic, and refuses to bow for foreign pressures. Dr. Matiang'I, as you pursue highest office in the land, we ask you, can you be bold enough to break the mold? Can you lead differently? Can you truly serve the people, even when not easy or popular? We are exhausted, we are frustrated, but we still believe because Kenya can be better.
I'm winding up my role from OMC. I am inviting the last speakers. And it's only be good for me to say something before I sit down. Sindio? Si hata mimi iko na mahitaji. Nani angetaka kuambia president incoming mashida zake? May I use this platform for those that are so dear to me to announce that I'll be running for Member of Parliament for Kiambu Township. Na sababu sijui nani amelipa DJ, usisime hii kitu. Usisime sahi, this is critical. And because I'll be in the next parliament, Your Excellency, these are the things I want us to do for this diaspora. Under your leadership, all these people have properties, some of them have not received titles. Wako na cases kwa koti. When you take the office, Your Excellency, because you will, propose a bill utanipata kwa bunge. Tutengenezea watu a special ad hoc court that will expedite diaspora legal issues. And especially those that relate to investments. Because sometimes investments are delayed. And these crooked people are able to know that you're in diaspora, so they don't mention your kid inazaenda miaka 5, miaka 6. Tafadhali. Nikimalizia. It is time for us to have a diaspora bond that is functioning. The diaspora can be able to remit loan and surpass IMF, World Bank. We do not need to borrow money while Kenyans hold millions and millions of dollars here. It is time for us to structure, maybe with your government, help from the government, a bank in the local market that can transcend our transactions here and give Kenyan loans as diaspora bond, and instead of paying IMF, hiyo pesa irudi kwa hawa watu. That is doable, it is functional. India is doing it, Sri Lanka is doing it, China is doing it. And lastly, in the next dispensation, can the government help us to create social infrastructure that will allow these people to meet in their own social halls, to do in their own weddings in their social halls. Tonight where we are, we have paid almost 10,000 for 3 hours to sit in this hall. While we could use this money that every time we are doing a function, a wedding, sijui nini, we are spending over $1 million as a community of Dallas to rent halls. That $1 million is enough for us to have our own hall, to do our functions kwetu, tufanyie watoto wetu kwetu, president akikuja anakuja kwetu, na tukitaka kulala tunalala kwetu. Nikimalizia wacha niite one of our leaders. Mimi sitarudi hapa, na wapenda tushikane pamoja na tuko na vision na mkuu wetu. Hebron, come forward. Karibu brother.
God is good, and all the time. Waziri Dr. Matiang'I, Ambassador Gasheru, Dr. Noah, our guests, my fellow citizens, and brothers and sisters in the Dallas-Fort Worth community, hamjambo. Let me say that I know most of us are eagerly waiting for the guest of the day to speak. So I will make my speech very short and introduce my brother Walter Mwenga to bring our guest to the stage. Let me first of all say that the first thing I'll speak about is the diaspora. Waziri, the people that you see here today, they form just a small percentage of our diaspora. The people that you see here today are sons and daughters of the country of Kenya. Many years ago, each of the people seated here packed their bags, not knowing where they are going. It was a bittersweet moment, bitter in the sense that they were departing from their loved ones. But sweet because they had been told that there's a great land somewhere, the land of milk and honey, the land where if you work hard, you will succeed. The land where it does not matter what your last name. Even if your last name is Mosomi, if you work hard and dedicate yourself, you have a chance to actually make it. And most of the people seated here today have really worked hard to be where they are today. I am sure it's because of time that we don't have a chance to give everybody a chance to speak. But I'm very sure, Waziri, if you were to speak to everybody here, there are many stories behind these faces you see here. Some of them are not very happy stories, because they have had to endure a lot of hardship in this country, because maybe they are considered second-class citizens. But you know, in this country, there are many refugees. We have refugees that run away from their country because of war. But thank God that our country of Kenya, we have been blessed to have peace for a long time. So I want to believe that the refugees that we have here today are economic refugees. Many of us came here. I came at the age of 19. I'm now 47 years old. I've been in this country for 27 good years. My intention of coming to this country was to come and get an education and go back to my home to build my home. And that is the story of the most people here. They all came here to get an education and then go back home to develop our country. But once they got here and they got the education, they looked back on the other side where they're coming from. They looked at their families and the abject poverty that their people were under. And maybe somebody here was told, no, my son, by a father or mother, do not come back home. We need you there. Because you have siblings here who need you to fund their education, so that maybe one day they can also take a flight and come and join you. But then it begs the question, why are we sending the best of our sons and daughters to foreign countries to go build other people's countries? What is wrong with us? Now, Waziri, I also want to tell you that most of these people are very successful. Among us today, we have engineers like Dr. Dan Atambo, who represents TechScan. There are nurses here. Most of our sisters tend to be in that field. Hardworking people. I can assure you that most of these people, their employers love them because of the culture and the work ethic that they carry to their workplaces. At any point, if two people applied for a job, one is from another African country and one is a Kenyan, most often the Kenyan will be picked. That is to show that in the core, we're very good people. The only reason why we are stuck here is because we lack opportunity. So let me say that the sons and daughters you see here may not have a chance here today to speak. And I consider myself privileged to speak on their behalf. One day we'll open an email where all of them can maybe write a paragraph about their story. And we will share those emails to you so that when you're bored or when you have a day off, just read one or two to see what these people have gone through. I am sure you may shed a tear when you read some of those stories. What I'm saying, Waziri, is that all the talent that we're shipping out of the country is enough to make Kenya move from a third world country to a first world country. The same way, let me say, we do not need to reinvent the wheel. Waziri, I ordered a book for you about the story of Singapore. How the leader of Singapore took it upon himself to turn around the fortunes of that country. That country was a third world country just like Kenya. But today, as I speak to you here today, it is the fourth largest GDP in the world. I believe that Kenya has the ability and the people to do it. Some of them are right here, Waziri. The next point I'll make is about the silent majority. There are many people here, even if I gave them this microphone to come and speak here, because of fear or intimidation, they may not be able to speak, but I believe they have something to say. I want us to know that the silent majority was propagated by Richard Nixon, the 37th president of the United States. He did that during the Vietnam War and to promote his policies because he believed that there were many people who were supporting his policies, but those people will not go on the streets to shout. And I have known you for just maybe a little over 2 months, besides seeing you on TV. And Waziri, one thing I've noted about you, there are many things I've noted, but one that stands out, you do not like to shout. You do not like to speak too much. You prefer your action to speak for you. And those are the types of leaders we are looking for. Last but not least, the foundation is the most important part of any building. The foundation is the most important part of any building. If we build a good foundation, we will have a good house. Why do I say that? The founding fathers of this country, when they declared independence, they say that we hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, and because of that, they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, which are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And because of that, men come together to form a government so that the government may be able to protect those very rights. And whenever a government goes against those rights, the people have the sovereign power by the Creator, because those rights are given by the Creator, to come together and reassess the current government. And if it is found wanting, they have the divine right to come together and say, no, we do not like the direction you're taking us. We are going to constitute a new government. And that is why we're here today, Waziri, because we feel that our nation is not headed in the right direction. We are looking for a leader who can turn the page and give us a new trajectory. And I believe that everybody who's here today wants to read the newspapers for once and feel that, yes, I have a home, a country that I'm proud of. Some of the leaders at home, they say that we have the 6th largest economy in Africa. But to the mother or father in the village who can't pay school fees for his child, for the man who bought a matatu, but because of bad roads, the matatu does not last, but for the boy who finished college and cannot find a job, it does not matter what number in Africa we stand. Because we know we can go from 6th to 1st and we can join the rest of the developed world if we have good leadership. Let me not speak too much because I know even our founding fathers, they say that our goal was to eliminate poverty, ignorance, and diseases. Poverty talks about education. Poverty talks about the economy of the country. Ignorance talks about education. And the ending of diseases talks about health. All those three that we set out as our foundation have failed. All because the foundation is good, but it has some cracks. We need somebody to go and fix those cracks. We need a Mr. Fix-It to go fix those cracks. And I believe that today, among us today, I will not say his name. We do have a fixer in the house. We have seen him do it before. He's going to do it again because you and I are going to support him, not for ourselves, but for future generations. Somebody once said that we have to plant trees whose shade we may never sit on. This is not about me or you. Our time has almost passed. We are privileged to be here. If we plant a seed in Matiang'I, it's not because of me and you. We have suffered because of the mistakes of our fathers. We do not want our children and our grandchildren to suffer because of us. I believe in the African blood. I believe in my brothers here. And I believe that if we get the right leader, we will succeed. Thank you for listening to me. God bless you and God bless Kenya. Thank you. And now,
before you call Balozi, and thank you, Hebron, for that fired up. Are we all fired up? Are we all fired up? This guy can stand for a seat here. We'll elect you the governor of Texas. Before we invite the last speaker, and then there's a lady, gender parity and PWD, Salome Buko. I know there's a lady who is, please come forward. Let us appreciate our mother. I recognize it will only be fair. Si ndio wa Kenya? Mtu ambaye yuko kwa wheelchair na amekuja na kuna wale ambao wako na remote kwa manyumba hapa na hawakukuja. Na si ni vizuri tu recognize huyu mama. And on her behalf, ningewaita Gen Z. Najua hawajatosheka. I know there are little young girls who wanted to speak. Tafadhali, in respect of time, let this lady speak on our behalf. Thank you, ma'am, for coming. We appreciate you. We honor you, ma'am. Karibu.
Thank you very much for giving me a privilege to speak. I did not expect to speak. My name is Salome Buko. For those who may not know me, I've been on a wheelchair for 34 years now. I got an accident earlier. Not many people know me, but this country has been good for me. Mr. Matiang'I, please, would you remember people with disabilities when you go to Kenya? This population is always forgotten. I'm not exactly saying people that use a wheelchair, physically disabled, but remember, parents or people that children have autism. Disabilities of different kinds. Mental illness is there. Remember that. Remember that people need wheelchairs and accessibility is needed. And I come from an area, there's one street that has never been tarmacked. That is from Ichuni, passing through Nyamasibi. That street has never been tarmacked. So would you remember that? And would you remember factories that can enable the young to get jobs? Thank you very much. I don't have much to say.
Makofi tafadhalini. Finally, Salimia CS. Salimia CS tafadhali. Very good. Now, last housekeeping. We are live in different channels supported by the radio on the stage. May I kindly request anyone else that has a live or video, stop it from here moving on. We do not want the CS message to be diluted, to be misrepresented. We only have one source of recording, which is what is recognized. Tafadhalini. Naomba msamaha. Najua tunampenda, lakini mapenzi lazima iwe na kipimo, si ndio? Asanteni.
Now, Balozi, without much further ado, in my journey in America, as many people here, we pick our friends to become our family because our families are far. I have a brother who has walked with me in my journey here in America, I was asked to introduce you, but I felt he does a better job than I would do. I like to recognize where I'm strong and where I need help, call a brother to help me. My brother, Balozi Walter Mwenga, thank you very much for accepting to do this. And I know you'll bring our Balozi, our Waziri in style. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Asante sana. Thank you very much. Wananchi amjambo. So often in the life of man, the cries of man reaches the heaven, and God sends a Joshua to take us to the promised land. My name is Balozi Walter Mwenga. I am part of this community. I have worked with Waziri under his leadership, and he has done excellent well. Waziri Dr. Fred Okengo Matiang'I, he's a man who grew up in the villages of Gusii. He understands our problem. Waziri Matiang'I, he has worked in the public service. He has served in the executive and the cabinet. He knows where our system is broken. Waziri Fred Okengo Matiang'I is a God servant. He is a God-fearing man. He is going to fix our problem. Amen? Ladies and gentlemen, I ask you to arise and welcome our Honorable Dr. Fred Okengo Matiang'I. And as a tradition of Texas,